Hey, what's up, everybody? Your boy JC, Everyday Thoughts is in the building. Everybody gather around. Should be a good one tonight. How's everybody doing tonight? Special guest for me tonight, Miss Tori. So, should be a good one. Everybody gather around. How's everybody doing tonight? But yeah, today's topic is don't cry yourself to sleep to wondering if he loves you or not. So,
Hey,
yeah, your
What's going on?
headphones?
all right.
Yeah, your headphones?
Do I have earphones?
Yeah.
Yes, I will get my earphones.
Yeah.
That's right. The feedback. 1 second.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight?
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight?
You good?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I can hear you.
good.
All right, so what we can talk about is, don't cry yourself to sleep worrying if that man loves you or not. Um, there's no time to be wasting time crying, being depressed, being sad, wondering if this man likes you or not. I like to say, man, he's gonna tell you straight up. He's gonna show you by his actions that he loves you, gonna care about you. He's gonna be consistent. He's not gonna just be, telling you a lot of stuff that you want to hear. He's gonna be showing you as well. But what's your take on that?
True. And also, um, it depends on, like, expectations, because sometimes we have expectations of other people, that aren't communicated. We assume, like, when I was younger, and I look back on it, and the more I think about it, I'm like, how ignorant was I? But I was like, I thought, oh, if somebody loved me, well, they would know what I need. Like, they'll know what color is my favorite color or my favorite ice cream. Like, and that's just so not fair. Like, you have to teach people how to treat you and what you like, and you have to ask, you know, for the things that you need. But also, a lot of time we tend to be very selfish and not realize, as women that there are things that men need too. And just knowing that you guys just operate so differently from us, like the things as women that we need, like all that talking and, you know, sometimes a lot of constant affirmation. That's not a man, that's not how men are wired. And one of the things that really helped me to discover that, and I got mad when I was reading the book, is a book uh, called Men, Women, and Relationships Making Peace with the Opposite Sex. It was written by the same author who wrote Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. So I read the Men, Women, and Relationships Making Peace with the Opposite Sex first. And there was a part that I got to that I was so heated and so angry. And I'm like, I can't believe, why am I getting so upset about this? Because it was new to me. Like, my dad passed away when I was 5, and my mom got remarried, but her husband was not really a father type. So and then I didn't grow up around a lot of family, like uncles and grandfathers. So I really didn't get to observe, really how men behave. And it was all new to me when I left home and I started dating. And so I assumed that a guy thought and operated just like a woman did. And I didn't read this book until I'm in my 40s, and I'm like, man, how many relationships did I probably blow that could have been great relationships had I known that we have different communication styles, males and females. We process differently the way that we think. And one of the examples was talking about, a man when he has a problem, he retreats, he goes to his man cave, and he might play a video game or work on a project or something, and he's not coming out until he figures it out. The worst thing you can do as a woman is to try to invade that space. And I remember thinking so many times earlier in my life, like, oh, where is he? Is he with somebody else? He doesn't love me. Does he not like me anymore? He'd rather be doing that, playing his game or playing sports or even hanging out with his buddies than with me. And it I have to say it was a real growth moment to even try to conceive that somebody thought differently than I did, and that just goes to show you how selfish we can be. So, um, again, just one is a big thing. A lot of us don't know that. Men and women, we operate differently. We think differently. We process differently. That is just a basic core human fact. And I think that's a lot of times as women where we go wrong because we want to make our men our girlfriends.
Oh wow. Yeah, but like I said, I mean everybody's different. That's why it's important to know each other's love language, with the physical touch, quality time. Everybody just needs their space. Man, woman. Generally, not a lot of men who like to talk, like to be on the command cave, play video games, watch sports, or work out. I mean, it's not nothing too deep, not too deep. Um, but there has to be like a good line of communication that you guys know where each other's coming from. You're getting his needs met, and vice versa, he's getting your needs met. So it's all about having good communication and getting a good understanding from both parties.
So, I do have a question, and maybe the ladies have too. So, as coming from a man, especially if a man's a real shy or introvert, or he just real reserved. Like as a woman, how do you have the conversation? How do you ask him? What is it that you need from me?
I mean, you just have to go sit him down in a quiet place. He has to be open enough to like try to hear what you have to say. Some men they don't want to hear, or they're just stuck in their ways. They don't want to hear nobody. So you got to get somebody who's compatible, who doesn't put his ego or pride, set his ego aside, and want to listen and want to be open up to you. That's all. Which is hard, easier
So
said
what?
than done, but
Yeah, right. But what if it's like maybe it's a man who say they were in a long time relationship. Maybe it's a relationship they got into when they were like late in high school or early 20s, and maybe it was like 10 years, and in that relationship their partner, they just didn't have those tools, they didn't have those skill sets, they didn't have those kinds of conversations, and so he's just never done it. Not saying he wouldn't, but maybe it's something new to him. Maybe he feels vulnerable. Maybe he's never been, asked that way.
yeah, I mean, he has to feel comfortable with you. You have to feel like at home. You have to feel like you're like one of his boys, where you can just tell stuff to. So he has to feel comfortable. You have to provide that space. A lot of times, a lot of brothers will sit there and tell a woman, and she may use it against us, and vice versa for the woman. But you just gotta,
Okay.
understand he has to be at that place where he's able to open up and want to receive what you're trying to offer him, or you can be vulnerable to let you know his past, his pain, and his hurts and the weaknesses. That's all.
So you said something I would maybe you can expand on a little more. So you said like maybe he can kind of feel like you're one of his boys.
Not so much boys, but just someone who he feels comfortable communicating with. Because sometimes, a lot of times, you're not going to, express stuff with your male friends or coworkers, etc. You're gonna, you know, just certain people that know stuff about you. We may need to go to a counselor, therapist, just somebody who you can like reach out to. You have to be that comfortable. You guys feel he feels like you can tell you stuff. You don't really use it against them down the road, because a lot of times, whether they
Okay.
have told women and they've said it all over, Facebook, Instagram, or just in talks, and he doesn't feel he wants to open up again to another woman. So that's why a lot of the time, a lot of men they shut down because they feel you're gonna use me, or I'm gonna feel judged, I'm gonna feel weak, I'm not gonna feel masculine, I'm not gonna feel myself. So if I reveal to you what I'm all about.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Sounds like some fears, some apprehension. Cool. Okay. Well,
What's
thank
going
you.
on, Tiana? What's going on, Ricky, Lola? How's everyone doing tonight? But yeah, though, like I said, I mean, like consistency is key too. I mean, call you, not gonna be like too busy for you. I mean, of course, the man has to work. He has his own stuff he has to do, but you can work, you can do what you gotta do, prioritizing, time. Y'all can talk, whether 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, I don't think that man's really that busy. If the man's just too busy, then I don't think it's a man for you, because I mean, anybody he makes time for what he wants. Like he makes time to play with PlayStation, Xbox, hang out, play sports, and he has to make sure you're prioritized included with that.
Okay, right, right. So, the statement or question you had, like, don't go to sleep wondering if he loves me or not. So, I think a lot of that sometimes can come from a woman's anxiety too. Like, how many times a day does somebody have to tell you they love you? If you don't hear from them for 2 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, you think he forgot about you or he doesn't love you anymore. And I think a lot of times it's operating out of insecurity or fear, and I think that can be repelling to another person. Like, you gotta have your life, you gotta live your own life, and just be confident in yourself. Because I think sometimes you can even put out bad energy or a bad vibe, and I mean it can be irritating. Like, even having a kid that's always like, tell me you love me, I love, you just told him like 10 minutes ago. And not saying that that's not important. You're talking about love languages, but really, a lot of people have abandonment issues, and it may come from childhood. They might have lost a parent, both parents. They might have been neglected, abused, bounced around, and or they might have been, betrayed or abandoned in a previous relationship, and subconsciously bring that with them throughout life into the future, in their future. But I think spending time keeping yourself grounded, you know, you have your own love, love yourself, is I think that can even be unattractive to somebody the opposite sex is just that lack of confidence, like so I know like back in the day, like they say, parents rarely told their children that they loved them. Like they showed them, like, okay, I put a roof over your head, I provide food for you, clothes for you. Like their love they demonstrated through like acts of service. And a lot of people say, like my parents' age, their parents never said they loved them, but we know they loved them. You know what I mean? And you just gotta know, you gotta know that your love is good enough for you, right? And it's a sad thing to like live your whole life waiting to be validated by somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all about self love, loving yourself, having positive self talk. Just understanding that you do mean a lot. You do have a lot to offer, but you know, a man he can only do what you allow a man to do. You don't love yourself, you always self down on yourself. But as far as what he could do, as far as everybody loves differently. Some guys feel like he loves you if he paying all the bills, or some guys feel like
Right.
I love you. He just spend a little time with you. So that's why I say it's always important to know each other's personal love language, whether it's quality time, acts of service. Uh, what else we got? You know, like I said, you just
Acts
have
of
yeah, acts of
service.
service.
Oh, touch.
Yeah, physical touch.
What is it? Physical touch, quality time, acts of service, gifts.
Yeah, gifts. Yeah,
Cause
that's
that
why. That's why it's
that
always.
happens a lot.
That's why it's always important to know the part love language because you could be loving them the way you want to be loved and not the way they need to be loved.
Right. Or were they the way that they best perceive love? Like, for example, one of my children, I tend to be a gift giver. I have in the past, and it really I think it comes. It's just always been me, but it does come from my childhood, and I think overcompensating. But one of my children, we later like she got mad and she's like, "You're always trying to buy my love," and I'm like, "No, I'm not really. What I'm showing you is that I've gone out and I've worked hard and I've given this to you." And I just want you to know that it's a labor of love. Like, I wouldn't do this for anybody. But what I didn't realize, and I had to learn, is that her love language, the way that she most likes to be shown love, is with quality time. And that was different from my other children. So you're right. Sometimes what comes natural to us or the way that we like to receive love
Yeah.
is different from how that other person, how they like to receive love. So just even managing that can be some work.
Yeah, that's why it's all about just communication and studying your partner. Like I said, for guys, it's like we know everything about sports and the stats, the history, but coming down to a woman, it's kind of like we kind of do the bare minimum to get to know her from the root of her. A lot of us is just surface level of getting to know her, and that's what's wrong with a lot of guys as far as what's wrong with us as far as dating and connecting with her to like, even trying to surprise her. Because I mean, I feel like you're in tune with her, you're in sync, then you should, kind of figure what she kind of needs and what she needs and wants out of you, and vice versa for the woman.
Yeah, I think, just having common sense, you know, goes a long way. And then, you know, I mean, like I see as men mature, they do better. And a lot of times I'll hear them say, yeah, I was a dog, or I really didn't care. I might have been married in a relationship, but I really wasn't. It was all about me. I really wasn't paying her no mind, or yeah, I might have put a 2 carat ring on her finger, put her in a nice house, but what she really wanted is to spend quality time once a week for 2 hours. But I was so busy running, doing my thing, and then it just seemed like as men mature, and some men mature at different rates, but as they get older, they're like, it becomes more important to them. You know, I mean, it's a blessing if you meet a man at a younger age who kind of gets it and who cares. But it just seemed like a lot of times men, and not just men, but you know, we're talking about it. They might be preoccupied, or again, it just might be a maturity level to okay, they're going down these check boxes. Okay, this is what you're supposed to do, A, B, C, D. Um, and again, it might be the whole provider thing. I pay all the bills. I take us on family vacation once a year. Um, and like the whole Janet Jackson thing is, what have you done for me lately? Whereas women, we're always keeping score, keeping points by all the little things throughout the day or throughout the week. But men are like, if they do something huge once a year, once every 2 years, they're like, well, doesn't that count? I thought this was good. I thought this, I paid up for the next 2 years. And it's so funny because as women, we don't see it the same way.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about, like I said, about being consistent. I mean, you have to consistently, like I said, you try to play that sport, you got to consistently train, work out, study, it's the same way as far as a woman. You have to, continue to study here, continue to train, and you continue trying to elevate your own mind. It's like we kind of put so much of our priorities into a sport, a video game, etc., but it comes down to like less, knowing and trying to invest into a woman as far as get to know her and what she needs out of the situation.
Hmm.
So yeah, like I said, that's all really I wanted to say. You have anything else to say?
No, other than I appreciate you bringing up the topic. Sometime though, I would like to go live and have a talk because I know you're really hard on the men. Um, but sometimes, women can be a piece of work too.
Oh yeah, oh
They
yeah. Like
can,
I
and
said,
you know, it's just I have seen situations where men have really tried and done all they can, and they've had a woman who was either not mature enough or they abuse that, and they end up leaving that man scarred, and very guarded for future relationships. Um, so, yeah, sometimes we gotta do a little, maybe chastening for the ladies too, right?
oh yeah, like I said, it works both ways.
Give that man a break.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes y'all out here sometimes, but you gotta, like I said, you gotta have standards as a man. You gotta know have your core value, what you're gonna put up with, and a lot of times it can be correctable, but you see the red flags, but you're like, oh, okay, she's nice, she has some physical tools, but you're not thinking with the head on your shoulders. So that's why a lot of men are messing up these
Hmm.
mental situations because they're thinking with the wrong head. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Well,
appreciate you
thank you, Jonathan.
joining me tonight. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And until next time, everybody have a safe and blessed night. I'm out. Peace.